The term Faraid refers to the fixed inherited estate that are given to various legative legal heirs in Surah An-Nisa. When a Muslim passed away, Faraid ensured that his asset is distributed in a fair and orderly manner, benefiting the deceased surviving dependent and relative. Faraid is based on three bases, which are the Quran, Sunnah, and Ijma. The Quran specifies a significant portion of Faraid and the provision governing the division of property among successors. Only a little portion is decided upon in accordance with the Sunnah and Ijma. According to Islamic law, a deceased person heirs are entitled to inherit their estate, which include all their assets and liabilities. Type of estate such as immovable property, like a building, a piece of land, a plantation, while money, shares, jewelry, equipment, vehicle, and clothing are examples of movable property. How far does the state are expected in carrying out regarding law, operation, and application? What exactly is the state expected to do?
So today I would like to discuss about the background state of Sarawak. Sarawak is Malaysia's most populous state. It's located in East Malaysia and share the island of Borneo with the eastern state of Sabah, Brunei, and the Indonesia province of Kalimantan. Sarawak history may be traced back to 4,000 years to the Paleolithic period, when the earliest evidence of human settlement was discovered in the Niah Cave. A collection of Chinese pottery dating from the 8th to 13th century was discovered at the archaeological site of Satumbong. In 16th century, the Brunei Empire influenced to the coastal region of Sarawak. James Brooke, who is a British ambassador, first landed in Sarawak in 1939. Between 1841 and 1946, Sarawak was ruled by the Brooke family. The west mouth of Niah Cave, which is about 110 kilometers or 68 miles southeast of Miri, was visited by the early foreigners. When Borneo was connected to the mainland of Southeast Asia 5,000 years ago, rather than 40,000 years ago, as previously thought, the area around the Niah Cave was dry and more exposed than it is now. The Niah Cave were prehistorically surrounded by a mix of concrete wood with shrubbery, parkland, wetland, and river. Foreigners survived in the rainforest by hunting, fishing, and gathering mollusks and edible plants. The new timeline of 68,000 years was established when the 5 pieces of microlithic tool date 60,000 years and a human skull aged 55,000 years were unearthed during excavation work at Trader Cave, part of Niah Cave complex. An early piece of evidence in the discovery of modern human skull, dubbed the skull in the deep trash, discovered in 1968 by the Barbara M. Tom Harrison, who is a British astrologist. Tom Harrison excavated a set of Chinese pottery dating from the Tang and Song dynasty in the 8th and 19th centuries at Satumbong, which is near Kuching in 1949. Satumbong maybe have been an important seaport in the Sarawak during that time, but its promises waned during the Yuan dynasty. At the port was abandoned during the Ming dynasty. Other archaeology sites in Sarawak can be located in district of Kampit, Song, Serian, and Ban.
Department of Islamic Religion Sarawak, or known as JAIS, is the one who in charge in managing Faraid in Sarawak, which established on 17 August 1990, with the goal of streamlining the management of Islamic affairs in the state of Sarawak. Islamic preaching activities reportedly started in Sarawak's coastal region around the 16th century. Islam-related matters were managed by Datu-Datu, who oversaw those matters when the Brooke family ruled Sarawak in 1842. A piece of legislation known as the Islamic Council Ordinance Chapter 105 was enacted by the government on December 17, 1944. The Sarawak Islamic Council task and obligation in managing Islamic matters in Sarawak increased in challenge after Sarawak gained independence from Malaysia. The Sarawak Islamic Council Ordinance has undergone several changes that have increased the Islamic Council authority. The government decided that the Sarawak Islamic Council should solely concentrate on Islamic-related policy concerns considering the development of its jurisdiction. A unique department serves as the Secretariat Sarawak Islamic Council and is responsible for carrying out the policies and administration. The agency involved in the management and administration of the estate is the Sharia Court. In general, the Sharia Court plays both direct, particular, and indirect function in the administration of inheritance. Matters in which the Sharia courts play a direct, particular role, such as when it comes to granting Faraid certificate or his certificate. Additionally, the Sharia court's role is to resolve disputes involving marital property, wills, grant, wakaf, vow, and other matters that come up when dealing with the division of inheritance, such as issues relating to determining a child's legitimacy, validating a marriage contract, making claim for marital property, and many more. In short, Sharia courts have more expertise and are better equipped to handle inheritance administration in accordance with Sharia. Conflict in society can be avoided when justice is secured, especially conflict among heirs. As a result, the Sharia court involvement in the administration of Muslim estate in Sarawak is able to ensure the heirs' justice and prevent social unrest.
I will discuss about law, application and operations of Faraid in Sarawak. As for the law, after a person passes away, their estate must be split and handled in accordance with the laws and procedures set forth by Sharia law and the law. However, many people are still unsure as to whether or not he is the rightful heir to the deceased. Knowing whether or not the deceased person's parents are still alive is crucial for establishing the heirs to the estate. There is a lot of harmony and fairness in the Faraid system. This is so because the system allows for everyone who is related to the deceased in some way, be it by blood or marriage, to share equally in the estate. To prevent the deceased from impoverishing his descendants, this arrangement caps bequests at 1/3 of the estate, ensuring that each successor receives a fair amount. The Ashab al-Furud, Asabah and Dawi al-Arham are the heirs to the deceased estate according to Islamic law. As for Ashab al-Furud heirs, Ashab heirs and Dawi al-Arham heirs are the three classes of inheritors who are legally entitled to a deceased person's property. Ashab al-descendants furuds, the heir whose share is established by the Quran, the Sunnah, and consensus opinion is known as the Ashab al-Furud. As for Prince Asabah chosen successor, Asabah is an heir, but it is unclear how much he will receive. They are close to the descendants due to their shared paternal ancestry. If there are no Ashab al-Furud heirs, they may receive the entire inheritance of the deceased person. The next, Dawi al-Arham. Dawi al-Arham is a male or female successor who is related to the deceased via blood, but not through the Ashab al-Furud or Asabah. Next, we will discuss about application on Faraid in Sarawak. When an heir makes an application for the distribution of inheritance, they often cite complexity as an excuse because they lack understanding and do not want to use the numerous facilities that have been supplied. Procedures for sharing the inheritance property must adhere to the guidelines below. First and foremost, specious mention, the Probate and Administration Act of 1959 governs the management of a substantial estate. To apply for a power of attorney, you must go to the court that has jurisdiction over the descendant's last known address. The administrator oversees paying off the deceased person's debt and final expenses such as burial costs. Moreover, small estate, according to the Little Inheritance Division Act 1955, an inheritance is considered small if the value of the deceased property does not exceed 2 million. Intestate heirs, male or female widows, male or female children, mother, father, the Islamic Religious Council, and so on, may all apply for the division of small inheritance. A hearing is held to establish who the deceased person's heirs are, how much each heir will receive, and how the estate will be distributed. Last but not least, summary estate. Only personal property such as money up to 600,000, stocks, mutual funds, EPF, Amanah Saham Nasional, Amanah Saham Bumi Putera, vehicles, saving accounts, and so on is included in a simple inheritance. You need to submit your request to divide this small bequest to the Director General of Amanah Raya Berhad. All inheriting relatives need just reach an agreement to divide the estate by consensus. The chosen administrator pays off the deceased person's funeral and any outstanding debts before distributing the remaining assets. Finally, we will talk about operation of Faraid in Sarawak. After the Sharia Court has approved the Faraid calculation and issued an order under the power provided by law, the Faraid order is a legal document that details the worth of the deceased estate and the identity of the rightful Muslim heirs. If the deceased person's estate is to be managed properly, swift action must be done as soon as possible. The rightful heirs, especially any little children who rely on the inheritance for their existence, may be greatly impacted by a procrastinatory attitude. Before receiving an inheritance, the deceased heirs must meet specific requirements outlined in the Sharia and carry out in accordance with its laws. Mortgages, liens for prior sales or purchases, limits on land holding, and similar issues must all be settled before an inheritance can be distributed. Applying for a Faraid order is the ideal strategy to take before filing a formal application. Since the Faraid order specifies the heirs and their share, it has an influence from a legal perspective and can help prevent bad events related to the management of the inheritance, such as fraud or concealment of entitled heirs, prosecution of heirs' rights, and manipulation of fellow heirs.
Based on what we covered so far, it's clear that Faraid plays a significant role in managing the restoration of wealth after death, which, if implemented, would reduce the degree of income inequality that has been occurred under our current economic system, protect the property right, bring women into economic activity, and generally promote economic growth and create proper economic order in a society. More study in this area will promote a deeper comprehension of Faraid practical application, not just as means of entrusting one Muslim entity, but also as a means of an economic restoration district from zakat and wakaf. Thus, the world society, notably economic progress, will impact by the correct implication of Sarawak. Okay, that's all.